So how is it going, guys? There is a lot that I want to cover in today's video. Now, over the past year, we all know that Battlefront 2 has had its ups and downs, and over the past few months, the updates have been actually pretty decent. I mean, the new heroes that they've added to the game have all been pretty good. I really like Grievous, Obi-Wan, and Dooku. Now, all three of them still have their bugs, of course, because everything has bugs in this game for some reason. Dooku's middle ability, it's supposed to make you go faster, but if you dash or sprint, then that cancels that part of the ability. Obi-Wan's force push will glitch and it won't activate too soon, therefore not letting you get the full effect of his force push. And then with Grievous's Thrust Surge, sometimes it will just completely miss and then you will spin in circles and it just won't do any damage to the opponent. So yes, all the new characters are cool. I like all their skins. Their abilities are good. It's just they're all bugged and they need some tweaking. But like I said, the past few months were good. They have made some improvements with the game in terms of patches and stuff. The force powers got fixed last patch, at least for me. I know a lot of people are still seeing problems with that. But let's talk about February. Now, I've said time and time again over the past year not to get your hopes up with Battlefront patches. But yet I keep finding myself not taking my own advice. And the reason is because it's hard not to get my hopes up. Because I love Star Wars. I've loved Star Wars video games. I just want a good Star Wars video game, and I think that's why this game still has such a huge following, is because it's the only Star Wars game there is, and there's so many loving fans of the franchise. And with February, there's so much stuff that's promised, and I think February is going to be the largest and most jam-packed update that we've had to date. Now, the Geonosis update with Obi-Wan was pretty large, don't get me wrong. Like, we got the huge map of Geonosis, we got Obi-Wan Kenobi, we had some clone skins, and there was some bug fixes and stuff. Like, that was a big update. But I think this update's going to be a little bit bigger and better. And the reason I believe that is because we're getting Anakin Skywalker, we're getting new revamped clone skins, we're getting extra clone skins, the 501st Legion, we're getting clone officers, which has been something that people have been asking for since launch. So the officers finally get their skins, which is great. We get this new game mode, which is supposed to have command posts and capital ships. We don't know any information on that yet. We still don't even know what it's going to be called, but there's supposed to be a new community transmission coming up very soon, which will go into more detail about that. But, I mean, there's so many different things that this game mode could be. If this game mode is anything like the original Battlefront games with the command posts, like we all hope it is, then that will be so freaking great. Now, I'm still confused about what the capital ship stuff might mean. That can mean anything from like ground to space. Now, what it probably means is just like the ship on Kashyyyk, like at the end phase where you go into the clone ship and you like battle in there and you battle in the destroyer. It'll be that sort of thing is my guess, but hopefully I'm wrong. But that game mode could just open up so many possibilities, and if it's done right, then that will easily be my favorite mode. Because the thing I don't like about Galactic Assault is that it forces you to like funnel into a certain area, and it kind of hurts you when it comes to getting kill streaks and stuff because you're forced into this small little area. At least in Battlefront 2015, when the area is closed in and you push the objective forward, you could still access the back part of the map. In Battlefront 2, the back part behind you gets shut off, so you are forced forward the entire match. With this new open non-linear game mode where there's all these different command posts, I mean, that could be huge for kill streaks. I could just go to this command post and then run backwards and defend another one, and then I could push forward and attack another one. You could just run around in circles, like go into like a continuous pattern, and I mean, who knows how epic these could be. And depending on how balanced the timer is and stuff, maybe you could have really epic 20 to 30 minute long matches. So I'm pretty stoked for this mode, and I'm actually more excited for this mode than I was for Geonosis. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked Geonosis. I thought that was a pretty well designed map. It's not the greatest for heroes in my opinion, but overall I like the map. But for me, this game mode is going to be more important because this would bring me back to old school Battlefront 2 from 2005, which was one of my favorite games of all time. And now if I can play that game mode on new maps with new heroes and new graphics and stuff, then that'll be great. I'll get my little bit of taste of nostalgia in the new game, and I've been hoping that this is something great. I hope that it's not like Supremacy mode in Battlefront 2015, because in Supremacy mode you could sort of, it was kind of like tug of war, like you could capture like command areas and then it would go back and forth. Like if you capture one, then it would push the enemy back, and then if they recaptured it, it would push the other team back. And I hope it's not something like that, and I hope that it is with command posts, meaning like I could capture point A and then point D is like clear across the map, and then point C is like a completely diagonal to that one, and then it just takes up the entire map. I don't know how well that's going to work with a 20v20 player base. They're obviously going to have to cut down the map sizes quite a lot, because some of these maps are pretty big. But who knows? Maybe they'll completely redesign some of these maps for these game modes. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But when it comes to Anakin, Anakin is supposedly supposed to be getting multiple skins like all the other heroes. So it has been leaked from the files that he's supposed to be getting a robed outfit, kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi has. So that will be pretty cool. And then he also has leaked abilities, which have showed up on Reddit. These have been leaked from the files. But anything that has been leaked, you always have to take with a grain of salt, because they could always go back and change something. Like these could be just placeholder titles and descriptions for when the game is actually released, sort of put in the files to throw us off. Here's what they are. Anakin's abilities are Retribution. Anakin Skywalker's ultimate ability, Retribution, charges up when friendly characters near him take damage, but also when he is damaged as well. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You take more damage and you deal more damage, kind of like with Kylo Ren's one-star card, where when he is in proximity to other villains, he deals more damage. Well, with this ability for Anakin, it sounds like the more damage you take, the more damage you will do. So I don't know how that's going to do very well in Galactic Assault, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Then we have Pool Dominance. Anakin Skywalker's Pool Dominance can easily be combined with area of effect abilities from friendly characters. So this doesn't really have much of an explanation, but I'm assuming it's kind of like, my guess would be like Luke's Repulse, but reverse. It would like just pull everybody in a wide radius to him, would be my guess. I mean, I don't know for sure, but that's what it sounds like to me. Then we have Hero Impact. Anakin Skywalker's Hero Impact can be used in air to a devastating push when landing. So that kind of sounds like a ground pound. I would compare this to like Chewie, but obviously it's be force related. So this would be kind of like a repulse from Luke as well. But imagine you're in the sky, you hit the button, you ground slam like Chewbacca, but then it sends out a huge wave like Luke's repulse. At least that's how I imagine it. And then that is everything that could be found in the file so far. But like I said, take that with a grain of salt. We will find out more as the month progresses. And then obviously they have shown off the officer skins, which I think are pretty sick because they look like the ARC Trooper skins, which we all know Rex from the Clone Wars series, and it'll just be really cool to have something different running around as the officer. And then obviously they're going to have bug fixes and stuff. So yeah, I expect that this update would be pretty freaking fun. If everything goes according to plan, this update would probably be my favorite update since the launch of the game. If they're going to add all this stuff, they're going to add different clone options and clone customization and clone officers and more clone skins, and there's supposed to be another skin for Dooku. Dooku's supposedly supposed to get a pajama skin, which was found in the files. So he wore his pajamas in the Clone Wars series. So it's probably going to be a legendary skin. So yeah, we're supposed to be getting a lot of skins. They still haven't said anything about the lightsaber tweaks. I would imagine that would probably come after this update, but who knows? They could surprise us. Yeah, there's supposed to be a lot happening this month going into next month in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I can't help but get my hopes up. I will probably be disappointed because that's normally how this ends up going. I get really excited for their promised stuff, and then they just let us down. See, my main concern is with an update of this size coming out this month, there's bound to be bugs. If they have bugs in the Dooku update, and it was literally just Count Dooku that they gave us, then there's going to be bugs in an update of this size. I mean, they've had bugs in even lesser updates. They've had hotfixes come out where it's messed something up. And they mess stuff up all the time that has nothing to do with anything else in the game. For example, the patch they did with Dooku, where they literally just added Dooku, they somehow messed up Luke Skywalker's voice lines so he would randomly speak German, and then they somehow added Wookiees talking on Geonosis, and Wookiees weren't even an option to play on Geonosis. So somehow they always mess up something that has nothing to do with the rest of the patch, and I have no idea how they do it. So yeah, going into this, that's my biggest concern. With this much content added at one time, there's bound to be some sort of bug. I just hope that it's not completely game-breaking, and I hope Anakin's abilities at least are usable. And if they are completely messed up, like they were Grievous, like Grievous was completely broken for a couple weeks, I hope they have a hot fix that comes out fairly soon, maybe like a week later, to address the issues that would come from this patch. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on this month. I have higher hopes than I should, but I am admittedly pretty excited for this new game mode. I hope that everything works according to plan and this update runs smoothly, and if it does, this, like I said, this will be probably my favorite update since the launch of the game. And hopefully, if everything goes according to plan and this is well received in the community, then maybe we'll get more stuff like this in the future. And they already said that they're going to add more stuff in 2019, so yeah, maybe if this update's successful and brings in a lot of new players, then maybe we'll get more better stuff here coming in the next few months. But who knows? That's my opinion on the whole situation. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you excited? Are you expecting a lot of bugs? Do you think it'll run perfectly fine? Let me know what you guys think. But that's going to do it for me. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you guys would like to help support me and the channel, consider donating over on Patreon. You'll get your name at the top of every video, and it helps me to continue to make videos for the future. If you are new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys next time.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist